We will watch a verse from the Quran, what it's saying. And we made the sky a protected ceiling. By day from its sides are turning away. Yani the sky, it's a ceiling. It's not letting the solar wind come inside. It's like a ceiling. We will see another verse. Look here what it's saying in another verse. We send down rain from the sky in a measured amount and settled it in the earth. And indeed we are able to take it away. Look, here it's telling that we kept the water in the earth. We didn't let it go. If we kept the water settled in the earth, not like Mars, the solar wind, it took it away. Because of its magnetic field, we let the water in the earth. It's written. We will see another verse. God holds the heavens and earth lest they cease. And if they should cease, no one could hold them in place. It's written. God holds the skies. The magnetic field that holds the skies. If it's not held by the magnetic field, it will go away with the solar wind, the sky and the water. It's written. God holds the heavens and the earth. There is Now, what is magnetism? We will search about this later so that to understand what is magnetism. This is a small idea we can take of it, magnetism. A small demonstration. It's a small demonstration. Look, this is a piece of magnet. This is a piece of magnet. And the copper, how it's making a magnetic field. Yes, it is moving. If you throw it inside the tube, yes, it's making magnetic field with the copper. This is the motor generator. How they make generator? They make copper and magnet. It makes magnetic field. Okay. The earth also, inside there is iron turning like this. It's making the magnetic field of the earth. Okay, we take a break after we finish this. No, only copper. There is not. If you bring a copper tube, red copper, and you throw the magnet inside, it will go slowly because it makes a magnetic field. You know, there is no iron in this copper. Yes. Throw the magnet, strong magnet, it will go. Why? Because there is a magnetic field. Like this, the earth it's making its magnet. The iron and the nickel and the it's turning round and it's making the magnetic field of the earth, it's holding the atmosphere. We will watch a video of the earth magnetism, how it's interacting with the solar wind. We will watch a video.
As the Earth rotates over 24 hours, the planet responds to the extraordinary power of the sun. Each day, 170 million gigawatts, over 7,000 times the power that humanity consumes, rains down on the surface, triggering a wave of activity that never ceases. At dawn, plants and plankton begin to photosynthesize. Using the light to make sugars and starches, the basis of the food chain. The power source for almost all living things. Sunlight drives wind and weather around the globe. When the air cools at night, it triggers much of the Earth's rainfall. We are part of this circadian pattern too, built to respond to the daily influx of energy from above. The cells in our bodies need sunlight to create vitamins in our skin. Even the flight paths of planes reveal our intimate relationship with the sun. Aircraft travel westwards in the morning to extend the day, and eastwards in the evening to reduce the night. But ironically, the biggest threat to this finely balanced arrangement is from the same thing that allows it to exist in the first place. The energy given off by the sun. The SDO satellite records the ultraviolet radiation released by our star. Charged particles, fractions of atoms, protons, electrons, and neutrons are constantly thrown out, along with massive pulses of electromagnetic radiation. But occasionally, the sun throws out what's known as a coronal mass ejection.
Okay, I will explain later. This is the sun throwing a strong solar wind. We will see now what it will happen.
This supercomputer visualization shows a cloud of plasma millions of kilometers wide, racing towards the Earth.
It's hitting the Earth here. The magnetic field of the Earth.
Surface, they would do serious damage to any living thing, producing fatal mutations in their DNA. Fortunately, the Earth has a defense. An invisible force field called the magnetosphere surrounds our planet, visualized here in unprecedented detail. These images are generated by data from 5 magnetically tuned satellites. Called Themis, the network of spacecraft reveals the force field as it is constantly bombarded by the sun.
You see how the sun solar winds hitting everything. If we didn't have this magnetic field, our waters would have gone in our atmosphere. Just what it was little, فأسكناه في الأرض, we let the water inside. God holds the sky with the magnetic sphere. Okay? It is like a dome. It's a dome, protecting dome.
The shape of the field is produced by the sheer force of the radiation hitting it. A nebulous teardrop 200,000 miles in diameter. As wave upon wave of solar particles strike the magnetosphere, most are deflected.
This time, the sun is making a mass exploding, a mass ejection. It's called coronal mass ejection. If a very strong ejection of solar wind from the sun comes, look what will happen.
But when a coronal mass ejection arrives, the charged particles peel open the magnetic field's outer layer.
Look, this is very strong for the magnetic field to hold. It's a strong solar wind coming from the sun. It little goes inside the magnetic field. It penetrates a little. Look, it's going inside. It's penetrated the magnetic field.
Particles are now free to rush in towards the planet. The Earth's inner magnetic field steers the radiation towards the poles, triggering one of nature's most remarkable sights. The northern and the southern lights.
When a strong mass ejection happens from the sun, it penetrates little the magnetic field, and it's absorbed inside the Earth from the North Pole and the South Pole. Because of this, you see the aurora borealis, they tell in the Sweden, from the North Pole in light green, and down the South Pole, because it has penetrated little the magnetic field. But there is another line of defense, the ozone layer like this. There are too much line of defense.
And here we can see the Earth's second layer of defense. Giant ribbons of plasma stream downwards, encircling both the North and South poles. As they strike the upper atmosphere at extreme speed, they excite the molecules of air.
This is in the North Pole. You see lights like this. If a mass ejection comes from the sun, it little penetrates the magnetic field, and it absorbs at the North Pole and the South Pole. The skies, you see it like this.
The process makes the air molecules glow. The oxygen radiates red and green. The nitrogen, blue. Energy that would otherwise mutate all life on Earth is dissipated by the upper atmosphere. In this way, the Earth has shielded itself from the sun's deadly radiation for millions of years. But even this extraordinary apparatus is only one part of how the atmosphere protects life. Down below, there are yet more powerful systems, without which there may be no life at all.
Now you saw how the magnetic field is protecting from the solar winds. Okay? We will see another small demonstration how the solar wind is deflected from the magnetic field of the Earth.
Relatively known as X-ray, simultaneously observed by both Van Allen group satellites. There may be other ways for the electrons to escape it.
You see, this is the solar wind, and this is the magnetic field of the Earth, how it's deflected. Because of this magnetic field, we have water, and we have a dome of protection. If we didn't have this magnetic field, we became like Mars or Venus.
And how else? So the mystery is not fully solved. That's true.
Okay, I think we made our point.